Hi, I'm Annie Botticelli, and this is the Storyteller Forecast for Scorpio for November 2016. Go to my website, anniehelpsyou.com, see what's new on my blog, and if you're interested in being a coach, a life coach, a business coach, a spiritual coach, then definitely check out my new coach certification program that will be enrolling soon. So what's going on in this wonderful month of November? We have birthdays for those of you who did not have your October birthdays. And this is a very exciting time because the universe is never more receptive to your desires than on your birthday. So definitely take full advantage of your birthday wishes. And you can see more about how to max out these birthday wishes by checking out my video called Making Wishes Come True. You can search for that on my channel, Annie Botticelli. So happy birthday. And for those of you who are watching for your rising sign, yay for y'all too, because it definitely feels like, and you experience the energy of rebirth when the sun moves over your ascendant as well. So this energy of new birth, rebirth is really, really prominent for the Scorpio energies. So we want to put November in perspective for the whole year and for the upcoming year. November is the best month for launches, and I'll get more into this later. But I just want to give you the summary now that if you want to push something out into the world, you want to get something done, you want to move forward, November is the best month of 2016 to do that. And you're not going to have great forward movement like this until summer of 2017 because Venus is going to be retrograde in the beginning of next year. And that's going to dominate a good portion of the beginning of the year along with miscellaneous Mercury retrogrades. So you want to get your strategy together for aligning with the stars to push things out. So anything that you can light a fire under your butt to get done now, and if you're listening to this before November, is why I put these out a month early, then October has quite a few good dates. But starting from October 30th, November is just amazing for launches and doing things. When you have a birthday or the sun getting ready to cross over your ascendant, the weeks before that occurs, the sun and sometimes some other planets are crowding in your 12th house. And that energy can be really heavy and really dark and really depressive and really introspective. So this is purposeful. You know, whenever we have a chance for rebirth, it's like the universe knows, right? Because this is a conscious continuum at play, I believe. And when you're going to have a chance at rebirthing, if you know what isn't working, what has to change, what the problem is, what you don't want, then it will more easily let you align with what you do want. So when you have this energy clustered in the 12th house, as it will be before that rebirth energy starts on your birthday or when the sun crosses your ascendant, it gets a little dark and heavy. I studied astrology for years before I started to put together that every year around the same time when the planets crowded into my 12th house before my birthday, I felt weird and I felt kind of like heavy and depressed, which is not my nature. So when you understand that this is going on, first of all, you can see that usually this particular aspect of this passes by the time the birthday comes and things are renewed and regenerated. But we don't want to miss that opportunity to take full advantage of why it's happening. It's happening to excavate the beliefs, the patterns, the issues, the situations, and do a thorough evaluation of your life and your path and what you want and where you're going during this time so that you can use your wishes and all of your rebirth energy to push forward into that direction. There are beautiful aspects this month, lots of them, and they're bringing opportunities that are general, which I'll talk about soon, but the ones specific for Scorpio have very much to do with several different houses or areas of your chart. So the middle to later degree placements for Scorpio, so basically the November born or like 11 degrees through 29 degrees if you're watching for your rising sign, you have some really, really deep potentials in that sort of dark, deep emotional place from your past, your childhood, your unconscious mind. You know, there's lots of deep transformation to occur. And this is that time. It's like the rebirth of the phoenix. And no one does this energy better than Scorpio does. That's the tagline of Pluto, Scorpio's main ruler. So the middle to later degree placements who don't have your birthdays or sun crossing over your ascendant until later, you're still dealing with this sort of heavy emotional energy. And there's lots of opportunity there for transformation and for doing the work rather than escaping. Looking for the places where you escape. A friend of mine, a Scorpio, recently had an awareness that she's addicted to travel. And that instead of going deeper into aspects of her life, showing up with more presence, she would travel. And travel seems like a harmless, certainly more harmless than some other addictions. But if something is not serving us, we have to let it go and figure out why we're doing that and work with those twitchy things that come up when we want to do something that's escapist. So this energy of escaping and going into these old patterns really wants to be cleared. For the earlier degree placements who have gone through this already, and so I mean like October born birthdays, or first 0 through 9 degrees for your rising sign, your big opportunities are coming in the stepping into the rebirth and in communicating your work out to the world, whether it's writing or speaking or teaching or whatever it is that makes you light up with excitement. That is where you really want to focus your energies, because this third house is beautifully lit up for you placements. So there's, in general, theme for all Scorpios is centered around making money. And for many of you, there's a good chance you'll bring in more money in this time, because it's just the way that these kisses through the form of these aspects are coming into your chart. So it's like when you have beautiful aspects in the sky, depending on where they fall in your personal chart or your signs chart, there's many different charts we can look at, that's where the kisses from these beautiful alignments come. And one of the areas for kisses for all Scorpios is coming in your money house, your capacity to make money. And this has been a theme that has been going on for a long time, but there's lots of energy here, So if you kind of look at the full continuum of the story from the 12th house through the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th houses, which is what we're talking about here, the 12th house has to do with the soup, the cosmic, deep unconscious darkness. And then the 1st house has to do with the individuation, the individual springing from the cosmic soup. So your physical body, getting your health intact, doing your exercise, getting to feel really grounded in your body instead of jumping out, and escaping out of your body. Then once you get that situated, then you have your finances and things that are valuable to you and your money and your income. And then the 3rd house has to do with communicating, interacting with other people, and traveling around, like short distance travel, and bringing your information out to other people. So it's like this continuum of going from this deep dark place into opening up into awareness, and this is the path of the child. The child comes from the cosmic soup into the baby body, where they bounce around, work with their physical bodies, and then start to get into the mind stage, which is the 2nd house, my stuff. And then the 3rd house is when they become very verbal, very expressive, communicating with the world. So this is the phase, energetically, the cycle that we're in now for Scorpio energy, where you're finding new levels of that story wherever you're at. So it's very exciting. So we want to place this month, in the scheme of the rest of the year. If you have all of your ducks in a row to launch, this is the best month ever. You're not going to have this energy for launching again until summer of 2017. So anything that you can get out into the world, wonderful. If you can't, and your rebirth just has to do with a clear direction that you can then go behind the scenes to work out, then that's fine. I have a Scorpio friend who is going to go on sabbatical after November and write a book and have more quiet time. And this is a perfect flow for this energy. It's like you have this blaze of glory in November, and then you kind of recede into this quiet space to rework all of the things that you put out there and rework over the next many months of retrograde energies. November is a very exciting month. I'm calling the theme of November for all signs advancement and ascension. There are lots of planetary energies moving through the sign of Sagittarius. And when this happens, there's an overall optimistic, awesome vibe that's lighthearted, it's fun, it's easygoing. It can be very productive as well, but it can be a little bit dizzying because it moves in a spiral, so it's kind of all over the place. So there's lots of expansion and fun to be had this month, and you'll feel the mood be quite elevated, especially compared to the recent months of eclipses and retrogrades. Speaking of retrogrades, November is the only month in all of 2016 where we don't have any days in the whole month in a personal planet retrograde or a shadow period of a personal planet retrograde. So we had some really good launch dates in October, but we've got even more awesome launch dates in November. Almost every day in the first week is amazing for anything that you want to do. Launches, good times, plans, outings, just overall good vibes. Almost every day of the first week has amazing transits. The 15th, the 19th, the 22nd, the 23rd, the 26th, the 29th. And you can feel these energies often in the days before and the days after. So the month is just completely full of amazing opportunities. When you sign up for my free email newsletter on my website, anniehelpsyou.com, you will get a written version of the good dates, the challenging dates, the overview of the month, every month, a month early, the same way that I do the horoscopes early. So, and you get other gifts for signing up too. So if you want more information or seeing in a written form the energies that are coming up, then definitely go to my website and do that. So Mars is also wrapping up its movement through Capricorn. Mars visits a sign every 2-ish years. So whenever it's bringing its movement and activity to a sign, we have a lot of opportunities to move forward in our lives. Mars is like the border collie of the zodiac. You know, if you've ever been around border collies, I always have had border collies my whole life, and they're busy. They're all over the place. And they can make you crazy, right? Because it's just such active energy, and they're strong and fast, you know, and that's the energy wherever Mars is in your chart and in the sign that it's in. So when Mars is in Capricorn, which it is for the first week of November, that's the end of its cycle there, you have amazing opportunities to wrap up business-related things, work, career, life purpose, things involving establishing your authority, things involving authority figures, anything having to do with father or father figures or people who have played that role to you. As Mars moves into Aquarius, we've got a couple of months of movement along the fronts of everything Aquarian, including all internet-based projects, humanitarian efforts, anything involving groups or teams or leading groups or working with teams or large organizations or humanitarian efforts or friendships or social media. So you've got a lot of opportunity with Mars, especially for things along these lines. There are a couple of spots in the month that are a little bit, I call it dicey, you know, which means that the energies are a little bit challenging. I always think that the challenges give us more opportunities to advance and ascend, you know, so I have an optimistic way of looking even at the challenges. So on the days leading up to that 5th supermoon at 22 degrees of Taurus on November 14th, there could be some emotions. You know, full moons bring emotions. And speaking of dogs, full moons always remind me of how dogs shake off after they get wet, because emotional energy is represented by water energy. And so at the full moon, any energies that we have in our field that haven't been shaken off tend to get shaken off in the form of some sort of little drama, some sort of little upset, you know, coming to fruition, coming to completion. Sometimes it's a really wonderful thing and there are tears of joy, but sometimes it's just stressful. So I often feel the full moon like 48 hours before it actually happens. That's why I say the days leading up to November 14th. Then by the time the full moon comes, I'm good. I'm done with my moment or whatever. So the fact that this is a supermoon, which means that the moon is actually closer to the earth, you can see it. It looks huge. It also increases the gravitational pull and effects on the earth. So anything involving water, like water coming where it shouldn't be, emotions coming where they shouldn't be, excess emotions, can definitely come up. there could be something around the energies of Taurus where it has to do with money or how you make money, your income, something of value, and figuring out things of values, just your values in general. Another very notable transit is a square between Jupiter and Pluto. Whenever we have an aspect between outer planets, which are the ones that take longer to move around, these times of coming together last longer. And so this first Jupiter-Pluto square is happening on November 24th, Thanksgiving. So that could bring some conflicts for people in the United States around our holiday, our Thanksgiving holiday. So look out for that. But this is the first of 3 squares. The second one is March 30th of 2017, and the last one is August 14th of 2017. So from November through August, there's a theme of Jupiter and Pluto coming together in a challenging aspect. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. It wants to expand and go broad. Pluto rules Scorpio, and it wants to contract in and go deep and get really focused and really deep. So when these energies that are kind of, they seem they're actually opposite, come together, it stops you from going too deep or too broad. But I see this as a positive thing because either of those energies in excess have their limitations. So I think that you can get the best of whatever you're working on by not letting your Jupiterian expansion get too big, too fast before you can manage it, and Pluto kind of keeping it in check, and not letting you go down into an abyss that Pluto tends to go down into too deep because Jupiter buoys it up. So you'll see this energy of kind of antagonistic forces at play throughout this time. And I'm calling it a little bit of a buzzkill energy because compared to the rest of the vibes of the month, it's a little bit annoying, but see it for what you can do with it. The last little touchy spot is on the last day of the month, which is November 30th. And that's when there's a challenging aspect with Neptune. So deception, self-esteem pings, confusion, insecurity can come up at that time. But don't let these things daunt you because the rest of the month is so amazing that it's like you can't let anything get you down. So if you would like to sign up for my free email newsletter, definitely go to my website, anniehelpsyou.com. Definitely check out what's new on my blog. I have new things up there every month, and plus old stuff you can check out. And if you're interested in becoming a life coach, a business coach, I have a coach certification and online business training course that is enrolling in January, and you can get first dibs at the open slots if you email me on my website. Also, starting enrollment in January will be my astrology apprenticeship program and my Creating Successful Online Business program, which is part of the life coach program, but I also offer it separately. So I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.